Well, hey, welcome to my very first YouTube video. I'm entered into a contest for the Great Guitar BuildOff 2020. I'm one of the unofficial contestants, and I'm going to try and show a little bit about my project and how it came to be, how I made it, some of my thought processes, why I made some of the decisions I did. Mistakes, things like that. So hopefully this is something that you guys enjoy. Here's my project. I've named it Keith. I'm kind of a fan of the way that Keith Richards of the Stones plays, and anyone that's into Keith knows that he names his guitars some kind of goofy things like Macabre and Malcolm and things like that. So anyhow, this one's Keith. And Keith started off as a solid 8-quarter block of New Hampshire rock maple. And that would be this stuff right here. This stuff is literally hard as a rock. And I cut out this whole piece. The whole body is one separate piece. After doing that, remember I was talking about mistakes. Well, that was mistake one, and this thing was as heavy as a bowling ball. There's no way you would be able to play it. It was way heavier than I thought it would be. So with that in mind, I decided that solution would be to actually split it down the half so I could fit the pieces into my planer. My planer can only do 10 inches maximum, so I split it. And I thought I'd get kind of creative at the time. I didn't know what my neck would be, what the fingerboard would be, things like that. So I decided I would join it with a piece of a piece of walnut that I had lying around. So that's where the walnut came from. Looking at metals that I thought would complement and work with the cosmetic, the aesthetic look of it, I decided to have my my bridge custom made out of a 1/8 inch sheet of copper. So I got on the CAD system, did a little drawing there, and that's a one of. So some people may be saying, well, how's it a one of? It's a standard Telecaster bridge. Well, I'm not going to give away the secret, but if you happen to notice anything different about my Telecaster-ish bridge, you'll kind of notice the whole thing with the Keith. That moving on, some people may be like, well, what's going on here? What's the deal with these things here? Why do you have this giant part that's sticking out? Well, that's something that's going to come in later with the aesthetics. So here I've already made it to the point that I've made the neck. I've got the machine heads in here, and I'm doing this because I'm actually finalizing the position that the bridge will be in. So what we have here is a matching piece of walnut, and that's what I made the fretboard out of. It's a 12-inch radius instead of the Fender, 7.5, that kind of stuff, 9.5. I decided that in keeping with the theme of this guitar, which again, it's going off of Keith Richards type playing, things needed to be scaled down a little bit, so I put in much smaller fret dots, and I matched, you can't really see it, but I did them on the other side as well, so it's a unison look, and got that. Let me take the neck out for you, and I'll set this up here. There we go. So as you can see, this is a beautiful piece of figured curly maple, but it also has some bird's eye in it. And I did an adornment on the back of the neck with matching walnut as well. That's simply an aesthetic thing. It doesn't have really anything to do with strength or rigidity or anything. The maple in the neck is more than strong enough for this. I just wanted to put a little cap on the back to, give it a kiss of color, so to speak. One thing that turned out to me, this is again another one of those accidents, but I think it turned out great, is the way that this grain line happens to run right through the neck. That was not planned, it just kind of happened that way. And we'll, take a page out of Bob Ross's book and say that that was a happy accident. So that's basically where I am right now. I got to do a little cleanup in the neck pocket. As you can see, I had a little piece splinter out, but I'll fix that up, not a problem. And well, I guess that's it for video 1. Click the like button, please, and if you don't mind, since this is a popularity-based contest, I'd appreciate it if you'd share it around with your friends and stuff like that, just so I can get maybe a portion of the same attention that the big names are getting. Thanks much.